committing everything they have in this fight. Oh my god! Huge air shot from Mambo, but it's actually going to put Young in the skis!
That shotgun.
And
last
with
standing
that,
on Spire needs to get this capture. He has 0.
If Thirsty or Benny just got that kill, that was it.
The flank completely ruined and taken out, and it looked like a big with a pretty low as well. The bomb coming in, Cookie J gets the force off. Banny does clip the frags. Oh, Eli Banny launched in, and this could actually be a bit difficult, does it? And oh my
You idiot! You've fallen for it again! You've fallen for the rat trap!
How's it going, Team Fortress 2 community? I hope y'all are having a good night. Or day. I don't know when this is getting posted. You know, maybe you had a rough day at school. Maybe you got some stuff done at work. Regardless, I hope that things are going pretty well for you right now. They're going pretty well for me. So I'm hoping that a lot of people see this video, not just those located at Team Fortress Television. So while a lot of people were probably going to know who I am, a lot of people may not. So I want to give a quick introduction. My name is Bill Brown. I go by the Billdozer online. I started watching TF2 competitively in 2013. I started playing in ESCA Season 18, I believe. And, you know, I played a couple seasons. I have played a couple seasons. Over the span of that time, at one point I became a caster, and I casted a lot of games. I casted a lot of tournaments. And at some point, I got well known for posting really stupid shit online. So I don't know exactly how long I want this video to be. I've kind of been thinking about how I want to discuss things for a couple days, but I don't take notes because I'm stupid. So I started writing down some stuff. But just to give you a very brief TLDR of what this whole video is, not everybody's going to want to watch the whole thing, is that an avenue of competition is not valued because it has a fancy website with clean minimalistic graphics and a purple and blue aesthetic. And it's not valued because it has 200 teams and Banny at the top. It's valued because you value it. And ultimately, if you value playing in RGL and you value having a league infrastructure and you value having admins that you can talk to about issues, that's fine. However, if a dozen slapdick main teams would like to go and form their own thing and they split up into 2 groups of 6 and do a 5-week round robin, and then at the end of it all, they take the top 4 teams and they go into a top 8 playoff bracket, that's not any less valuable than what RGL puts out. And that's kind of the general idea that I want to portray here, is that there's all sorts of avenues of competition that we just sort of don't do. And for whatever reason, outside of Pugs, the little guy doesn't really have an option to just sort of do his own thing. In the past few years, I've spent a lot of time playing 1v1 games. I really find myself drawn to them because it makes it easy for me not to get angry at my teammates for reasons that are mostly my fault. I've played a lot of Pokemon Showdown. I've been playing a lot of Street Fighter lately. In the past, I played Magic the Gathering. And it's not difficult to set up a tournament in these things. You know, if you get an even number of people and a drive to play, you got it. All that it takes to compete is caring about the game in front of you. And I guess just to put it simply, that's kind of what I want people in Team Fortress to understand a little better. There's no reason that you can't set up a mini league with, you know, you get all the teams that sign up and divide them into 4, and then you do group stages. It would be so cool to do something like that, and to have, like, use group stages as a qualifier or something to one big end-of-year tournament. But no team lives past a season other than Froyotech, so that would not work out. So that video that played at the start, a lot of people have probably seen it by now, but a lot of people probably haven't, so I just want to talk about it a little bit. The video itself was made by UIL. He's the only person whose name in this project I'm really going to mention because he wasn't super involved in it. He just made the video itself, and I haven't really asked anybody else's permission to be mentioned in this video, so I don't want to just start naming people without, you know, them giving me the go-ahead. So what League.tf was, it was a league that was being made about a year ago. I want to say it was in April that it was started, and it was when we were in that time period where it felt like every couple weeks we were getting a thread about some stuff that RGL was doing that people were not happy with. And a pretty well-known player, a playoff invite player, came to me and he said, Bill, you know, this cannot continue. We need some sort of replacement for RGL because we as the players feel like we deserve better. And I said, bet. So I talked to a couple people that I thought would be on my side in this, and they were. And they talked to a couple people that I thought would be on my side in this, and most of them were. And, you know, we made a lot of progress, and we got a lot of great things going. The stuff that was mentioned in that trailer was legit. The prize pools were not really going to be as robust as what RGL could put forward. However, we were able to prioritize the LAN support for our people, for our players, possible, compensation for production crew. And overall, it was just about putting the power to do things back into the players' hands and try and emphasize that camaraderie that TF2 values so much. But ultimately, you know, the coronavirus pandemic has played its part. We still don't really have LANs back yet, and without any idea of a LAN, there was nothing that we could really do to threaten RGL, in our opinion. And once that became clear, we got people starting to peel off, and the amount of work that we needed to do to keep things growing and to keep them looking good for ourselves began to outstrip the amount of fun we were having as LARPing as the RGL killers. And even though so many people put in such an incredible amount of work, people have even gotten careers off of the work that they learned how to do from our time here with League.tf, but ultimately it did not work out. And that's not something I'm so worried about anymore. You know, RGL does a fine job. You know, they have a league. Nobody else has a league. And we can't, you know, you can criticize them, and you should criticize them for stuff that that you think they could do better. But ultimately, we have the power in our hands to do our own competitions if we so please. And there's no reason that we can't. So ultimately, what this kind of thing comes down to is just having the drive to make something happen. You know? You give a shit. We've had all sorts of people over the years that gave a shit. Killing in the Name gave a shit. Try gave a shit. Segafu gives a shit. Banny gives a shit. You know, people aren't fond of them, but they sure care about Team Fortress 2. Macabeus gives a shit. Ire gives a shit. I give a shit. I'm putting forward $150 because I have shitty impulse control. But multiple people have messaged me saying that they want to commit large amounts of money to this because I'm not RGL, and I don't know what the fuck I did to get the respect to be better than RGL, but we're here, and I'm gonna make it happen. And you know, it got me sentimental to see that people gave a shit about what I had to say. And you know, I'm gonna need some help running the stream because I'm not doing that for 8 hours. But we're gonna do our best to make this awesome and to set an example for other people, and to try and display an easy way that other people can run their own competition if they so please. So, you know, I'm announcing this on Tuesday the 22nd, and we're going to be aiming for July 6th as the day that it happens. That's 2 Tuesdays later, and we're going to play some good games, watch some good Team Fortress 2. I don't know what else in the meantime. Maybe I'll do some raffles or something. I'm not sure. But we'll have a grand old time. And I hope that y'all show up to have it with us. Anyway, y'all have a good day.
Everybody want to be a bodybuilder.
But ain't nobody want to lift no heavy ass.
I do it though! Yeah!